last public meeting, and they've come up with some ideas for legislation because of the time restraints, John being on vacation. We don't have that legislation ready yet. It'll have to wait till then. So this one is actually not what will be presented next time as a compromise between both the people wanting legislation and the people who don't.
I spoke to Mr. Hawkins and he did tell me that. I
Good.
talked to him at length. I think we should just wait and allow amendments and changes based on.
We can hold it at second reading. My other request would be, when I asked the mayor if we're ready to go with this, because I knew he was going to talk to all those people. This may have a lot of different changes. I think we should do one thing, hold it at second reading, and then when we have it, give ourselves time to read it, and then have another public hearing. Because it may
Yeah, it'll
change
be very
drastically. It's
different,
more important
yes.
for them to, we had, I guess we had 100% no comments the last go-around. Be an opportunity for them to talk about it, so.
Well, there are some people that would like to speak in favor of this
Yes.
that were
Are
not.
they also part of the committee then? Or is this re-legislation just people who are against it?
No, we can hold it at second.
The best thing to do would be to hold it at second until other amendments come forward. And those other amendments, the people who are for it will have the chance to review it and say if they're for it or against it.
Yeah,
It's still a very controversial issue, and we're trying to be fair to everyone.
We really should have a work session because if we have a public hearing and then we just move on and try to do it, there's really no time to discuss it in detail.
I tend to agree with you, Dave. I do think honestly, if we are forming a committee, there were some people with very strong views, but who would also, I think, compromise if they all work together.
Yeah, first of all those people that were against it and commented against it, I asked any of them that were interested in working with me to come up with a
That's fine.
resolution to give me their phone numbers. So I used the phone numbers that were provided to me, and those just happened to be people that were totally against it. So by working with the people that were totally against it, John Golden, myself, and 3 other people, we have some things that we would like to bring forward, and there's no time limit like this has to be done right this very minute. If it takes us 3-4 months,
That's a good question. Will we have the changes for the 13th meeting of August?
yes, we should.
that we could-
That it will be written down because, number one, John's on vacation. Number two, the meeting being at the beginning of the month instead of the end of the month kind of did not
Right.
give us enough time. to
So if
come
we
up with
have it on
something.
the 13th, we could then read it, digest it, and then have a public hearing before the 27th meeting and vote.
Well, you have to think about your timing for a public hearing. You may just want to have a work session before you put it on the agenda.
Right, well,
Don't even.
well, that's what I'm saying,
entertain it as
yeah.
an
Well, it's already on the
agenda.
agenda. It's just
Okay.
we're going to change it. Right.
Well, I think what the mayor is suggesting is maybe a wholesale change.
Right,
So
on the 13th.
if that were the case, then perhaps you would want to consider having a work session before ever introducing a new piece of legislation.
I think-
However you want to do it is fine, just so
I
that
agree with you, Dave.
we allow people to have their input and try and put those input into words so that it would be something that would be acceptable to both sides. It's not
Yeah.
what both sides want. Some want nothing, some want a lot. So we got to meet somewhere in the middle.
I think we accept the input, we make sure that this is all understood publicly and what the proposal is, and
That's
we
fine.
work from there, okay?
No hurry.
All right.
It's a second reading then.
Yes. Ordinance number 61, 2015, Mr. Monard, that's yours. An ordinance providing for submission of the elector of the city of Macedonia proposed amendment
So we really have to
section.
talk
Those are all
about
the
it.
charter. Yeah,
Talked
no,
about it for
I'm
a
not,
month,
yeah,
so-
I'm not gonna go through all of them. This is the charter.
So
We're gonna
good.
go to third reading. And Dave, do you have anything to say about this one?
No,
Okay.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If people have questions, I'd be happy to try to answer.
All right. Ordinance number 62, that would be mine, and that is going on third reading as well.
Who is
So-
introducing the first?
Is Jan Tully. Okay, ordinance number 63, 2015, Jan, that is yours. Third reading. Ordinance number 64, 2015, Ms. Hannigan, that's yours, third reading. And ordinance number 65, 2015, Mr. Engel, that is yours, that's third reading. And ordinance number 66, 2015, Mr. Monar, that is yours, that's third reading. Ordinance number 67, 2015, that would be mine, and that is third reading. And I'm just making sure, I'm trying to look at them real fast. Ordinance number 68, 2015, Ms. Tully, that is yours, and that's third reading. Okay, ordinance number 69, 2015, Ms. Hannigan, that's yours, and that is third reading. Ordinance number 78, 2015, Mr. Engel. Okay, ordinance authorizing the retention of GPD Group for professional engineering and surveying services regarding the Ledge and Bedford Road drainage study. We did first reading on that already. It
Yes, we
doesn't
did.
show.
Which one?
This one, on ordinance number 78.
Right. we did first
2000.
Yeah, when I did the cut and paste done, it shows it on the agenda went on Tuesday, yes, you did.
Okay, so we did, so this is it.
Yeah.
Did we all agree, Sylvia, you were gonna look into some stuff and we were gonna go
All
second?
right, well, I
and
do
third?
have some questions. Yeah, I don't know if Nick is here.
Nick, you want to come and take a seat over there, right, Sylvia? We're on ordinance number 78, 2015. That's the Ledge Road and Bedford Road drainage study. She had some questions. Remember, we were going to go
Okay,
second
we're-
and third tonight, if we could.
Okay. Questions I have really relate to in reading through the ordinance, it appeared that we were doing a kind of a general survey. Who is actually going to be doing this, and what are the products we're expecting from it?
So it's written up as a feasibility study, so the survey portion of the work will be done by surveyors. Our surveyors will go out, they will make instruments and identify everything. And then, because we can't come up with any potential solutions if we don't use surveys out there, understand what's going on with elevations and volumes, so.
So you're saying we have to, and that's the component that you want to do is just to revalidate what we've seen before, or because this is.
I don't know that you've done any actual field surveys out there before. The survey portion of that proposal is actually sending surveyors out in the field with
Okay,
instruments.
so you're saying you have to have that to look at these water flows and studies. Now, there is a component here that's going to be a solution, a proposed set of solutions, right?
Yeah, I believe there were up to potentially 3 alternatives.
Yes, it did say that. I mean, but what are we talking about here? Are we talking about an engineering look at all this?
Yeah, this is an engineering study
Okay.
to present you with the feasibility of a solution or various solutions.
Mhm.
Right, this is not a detailed set of engineering plans that you would go
So
out.
we're still not at an engineering plan stage?
No, because, I mean, you can't design, you can't
Okay.
design.
I'm just asking that because I
Okay,
want to
thank you.
understand what we're doing.
This tells you everything you
Right.
said you were going to do.
So from a practical standpoint, we won't get any specific proposal, detailed engineering proposals like we had.
This is the process you go through
Yeah,
to get
this
to the
is-
specific.
yeah,
You'll
but-
identify what's going to work.
Mhm.
You'll have enough information, enough field study, enough engineering analysis to identify what will work.
Or what will not.
Right, and the options will be presented for you to choose upon which path you want to go towards.
So
And
it's
from
similar-
that point, you would do a detailed plan to
It's similar
solicit
to
prices.
what you did with the roads, where you go out and you do a core study.
Right.
And you come back with, this is the plan for each road, but you didn't go out and fix the road, you went out and had to figure out what would work. And that's all detailed in here, what you're gonna present
The
back,
engineering
so-
estimates for the roads actually were based on a specific kind of solution for each property.
You know, they did
Yeah,
a core
well,
sample of every road,
right.
so it's very similar.
So
You
you
do
can
an
identify-
engineering
Well,
study
they did
to
do that,
identify
but they
a
also did
solution.
an engineering
I'm not gonna
estimate.
argue, but it's logic. It's logical.
I get what you're saying, Jan, I'm not concerned about that. I'm asking you about a couple things here. So if we're looking at this, your general comment that is before was this would be millions of dollars to fix this.
Depending on what the solution is, it could be. Or it could be, the cheapest option could be that you buy up the properties, knock them down, and never build there again.
Bunch of options, you don't know which one's
Well,
best.
obviously, we
Well,
don't.
this actually will enlarge the scope, because I don't think we went all the way up to,
This will
The
quantify
bridge,
things, this will
right.
give us metrics.
and the
So it's
changes that
values.
happened since that study was done quite a while ago before all their infrastructure.
We have not, we built a lot of housing development since the original studies were done. There's a lot more sitting on top of things. So when you look at the water dynamics down in the lowest part of Macedonia, which is what we're talking about, Ledge and North Bedford, basically. This is very much the end stream of everything coming downhill, everything coming from Indian Creek. Are you?
From that point, it's flowing south.
Yes, I know. So my question would be, is there any chance that what really has to be done would have to be, after you look at this, would be that we have to do something further uphill in order to slow it down, that kind of thing? How would that be included?
Further uphill, as in.
As in, if you look at, for example, what's happening on Ledge Acres, at the bottom of Ledge Acres, where it's very close to Peak Creek, a lot of this is coming downhill from pretty strong canyon woods and Park Ledge and all those areas. Is there a chance that we will have to actually do something higher end of Macedonia to prevent it from coming down so fast?
I'm not so sure that all these areas you're talking about are part of the same watershed. I mean,
Okay, I'm not sure either. I'm asking you the question.
that was not in this study, no.
Okay. Well, that's one of the concerns that we do have, is that, what's the whole dynamics of Macedonia, it starts up here and goes down here.
So
That's
it's at
really,
the creek and all the tributaries, so that could take you upstream.
Portion
if
that would
there's a-
take it,
right.
right.
Nick,
If there's a tributary.
the gentleman that had the neck brace on, that got up and spoke, he had said that surveys were done before. What happened to those surveys?
I think he meant surveys like we're
Like
going out to
asking
see
We
what the
surveyed the
problem is.
residents.
Right. This
What's
is
it?
not-
The city has never had any official surveys.
Okay,
This-
so
when
this will
he's-
be the first one.
Right, when he's saying survey, he's talking about going out
so
and
the
determining
concern, I
elevations,
have is,
determining,
I think
measuring
this
the
water
land.
is coming
I'm
from
sure.
The way that gentleman talked though, this
And I
had
wanna
been done
make
a long
sure
time ago and nobody ever did anything about it, so that was my question, that's the only concern I had. I'm okay, so do you have any more questions for Nick so we can move on, or?
I think that where we're at is that, in answer to the question, it sounds like you weren't anticipating you would have things coming from ups, above.
No, I just don't have my maps in front of me. I think we're talking about two different watersheds. I mean,
Right.
we could study every watershed in town.
Well, I know, I'm not asking that question, I'm
Well,
wondering
you
how
asked
this-
if it was up,
Yeah,
if this
if
was
I'm
gonna be
asking
part of
whether
a
the
high, and
impact,
it's
do we
not,
know
so
or not know
We
that?
know it's not now, so
Yeah.
this is just down below.
Yeah, well, I understand, that's what I'm saying, but things above have a tendency to be coming downhill, that's what
Right.
I'm
No, it's
saying.
not. It's a
So,
little
Alright.
reason I called.
and that could affect all of this, is what I'm saying, and the solution would have to involve looking there too.
Right.
All right, so, let me,
Everything in this proposed watershed study would
Yeah.
be taken into consideration. So certainly, we wouldn't do this study and come up with options to present to you to fix problems in this area without having identifying everything that's in that area.
what's
So-
driving it.
And according
Right.
to your map, the surveyed limits, the drainage boundary areas all the way from Alexander, there's the
Right, it
racetrack,
does come
and
right
coming
across
down.
this
So yes, it
271.
would take care of it according to the map you provided.
So it encompasses everything she's asking for.
Well, that was my question.
That's
So
right. That's
let's,
what's on the attachment.
let's do this then.
Let's move along. The vote's on the floor.
I thought that there might be there's also some expectation that we were going to talk about Iroquois behind Sugar Bush Park.
Well, I've talked to most of the people in council, I think I've talked to everybody, and the mayor, I think everybody agrees that the solution to the Gabriel problem is buying that house. I think he's shaking his head, yeah.
No, I agree,
So I think what I'd like to do tonight,
Okay.
either amend this to include directing the mayor to go out and get an appraisal, or making a motion, joint motions, telling the mayor to go out and get an appraisal to see what the house, so we can address that issue. Everybody okay with that?
Wouldn't that be a separate from 78 though?
Yeah, I said you could do it either way.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
might be better to separate.
Well, this study takes care of that.
No, this is the issue, the specific issue of the Gabriel's house.
Oh.
Whether or not we should buy it out. So I'd like to at least get an appraisal.
Mike Gabriel, that's in behind the one we
Put all the money into over the years.
How much been done with that? Anything like
Well,
that?
it goes back a long way. There's a lot of dams that were
You do
built
know the
up.
last time we had a major flooding, we drove around all the streets, there was no water for our kids. Bedford Road, the houses that we've always talked about had water coming up to their houses. The ditches on the other side of Bedford Road were full and starting to overflow. I went up into the B streets, they were having the same issue. Came down Shepherd Hills and there was no water at the bottom of that hill at his house.
Yeah, I think
Before
that-
You're talking about somebody
I wanna
totally
make a
different. You're
motion.
talking
Yeah.
about somebody
On the
different.
floor.
He can make the motion.
No, I know what house.
Be happy to support the motion.
No,
I
you're
just
talking
want to
about the
make sure
corner
this-
house on Shepherd Hills Boulevard there, Jan, aren't you?
Pardon me?
You're talking about the corner house?
That one's
I didn't
fixed.
buy his house.
Yeah, but are you talking about the corner house?
Yeah, we.
That's not
we
the one
put
we're
money
talking
in it
about.
Everywhere.
I know, but
on
that's
that
not the
street.
house we're talking about. We're talking about totally
I called
different house.
Ledgeview for.
Because I did stop and talk to that gentleman, and that gentleman said he has no problems. Since Shepherd Hills Boulevard was redone,
Right.
So are
the
we gonna
gentleman
buy
has,
up the houses on Bedford Road if we buy out my Gabriel's?
Well, we
Maybe
haven't,
we will.
we haven't had a suggestion of a solution.
yeah, he's supposed to do the survey and let us know what
So
that
this is a suggestion for Mr., if we buy out Mr. Gabriel, are we buying out the Snoopers?
No.
The neighbors aren't having a problem, it's just him.
How do we know?
They,
I would make sure that if you, because that's a precedent you set, if you do that with one, who's to say we won't have a couple more show up? I don't have a problem with that. But I think before we say we're gonna buy your house, we need to look at all the properties that are in that area that are impacted.
There are several, Fred Tufts did a study in 2001 for the Indian Creek Village Estate, so there are other issues downstream of the Gabriel property.
That's-
And at that time, I know Fred had a couple of options.
Be careful about buying somebody's house without looking.
We've never, I don't think
at their
that
neighborhood.
study's ever been given to council. Not familiar.
So we reanalyzed that in 2011. One option you could consider if you do move forward with the Gabriel property is if you do acquire that property, you know, then see if you could fit some sort of stormwater management right there.
Right.
And hold that stuff back, you would benefit everybody on your
Yes.
corner on downstream. If that house isn't there, you may be able to have some options to
I
benefit
would look
everybody
at
on
the
that
measures.
area.
You know, they may not come and complain.
Well, here's what is obvious when looking at the property. Mr. Gabriel has frequently had water when it's coming into his house. There's a lot of water coming off of Sugar Bush and all those ledges.
Sledges.
What is happening also downhill is that I think the roads are being undermined by all that stormwater that starts to, when we really have bad storms, it starts to flow downhill very rapidly. So there are damages that go downhill, I know that.
Right, so-
But it might be what you're suggesting, that we could put some sort of water control issue right there.
Is the motion tonight just to investigate potential purchase?
yeah, or,
It's not
yeah.
to actually purchase.
No, the motion is to direct the mayor to go out and get an appraisal.
But I would also say bad property and any others, because it may come back that this didn't. What if we can't do anything in Bedford Road? That lady has had water up to her first floor.
Well,
So,
then we'll deal with
I
that.
think
Right
we
now,
need-
Nick wants to
No,
study
I think we need to
that.
put them all in there, because my concern is you're gonna have
Vote
others
against the
come up.
motion.
I
Okay,
have a
so-
guy down the corner from me. He
Ordinance-
would have
okay,
asked
let
for
me
us to
get
buy
this
his
right.
house
Ordinance
alone
number seven-
because of the pipe from Guadalupe.
Ordinance number 78, 2015. We're going to go to second and third reading. Everybody comfortable with that? And then it's
Yes.
also going to have an amendment. Dave, you got the.
What are you
No,
trying
no,
to say?
it's not an
We're going to do
amendment.
something separate now.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna make a motion. The mayor asked me to make a
Do
motion.
you, okay, so then you want to take care of that? The
I'll make
motion?
take care of the motion.
All right, that's all. And then, so we're going to go second and third reading. Everybody okay with that one? Okay, thanks. Okay, moving on to ordinance number 82, 2015. I'll take that one. It's an ordinance confirming the appointment by the mayor of Lee Kaufman to the position of full-time police and fire dispatch. Does everybody, that's the confirmation from it's Miss Kaufman, correct? Miss Kaufman came from Sagamore, and we're going to be taking her on full-time. And from what I understand, she did take our civil service test years ago, so everything's a go in civil service.
Lieutenant.
Oh, come on in.
Do you have any questions?
I kind of double checked on everything, and plus Josephine went over everything with me. You guys had a civil service meeting, and everything's good to go with her, and she's okay for a full-time hire.
That's correct.
Okay?
And then the civil service, Matt?
Yeah, that's what I just said. So, everybody okay with 3 readings?
Yep.
Okay, I'm doing that. Okay, ordinance number 83, 2015. Nick, would you please take that one? And that's an ordinance confirming the appointment by the mayor of Bruce Genovese to the position of part-time police and fire dispatch. Everybody okay with 3 readings? Okay, Jan, could you please take ordinance number 84, 2015? And that is an ordinance appointing the mayor to appoint Bruce Genovese to the position of part-time correction officer. Does anybody have any questions on these 2 appointments?
Yes,
or-
if this person is a Sagamore part-timer or what?
He was a Sagamore part-time dispatcher, and he had already applied for the corrections position, and then we were going through the background, and he applied for dispatch also, so.
Okay, I got it, okay. All right,
Okay.
that's fine.
And then Sylvia, you could take ordinance number 85, 2015, and this is for another appointment by the
Okay.
mayor of Brian, how do you say his last name, Freyhoff, to the position of part-time correction officer. So if anybody has any questions.
Bless you.
Ooh, that's-
With authority.
Okay, everybody okay with that one?
Yep.
Ordinance number 86, 2000,
83. You're ahead of
We're
yourself.
around 86.
we're on 86 now.
Oh, okay.
Sylvia's taken 85. Ordinance number 86, 2015, an ordinance authorizing the city engineer to solicit proposals for the emergency pavement repair at North Freeway Drive. I guess both gentlemen probably are here to answer for this one, huh? I guess it was a terrible accident on a motorcycle.
What exactly happened here?
The road washed out, it was at night, all he sees is water, but in fact, it was a deep hole, and he hit it on a motorcycle, and,
He was ejected.
motorcycle went one way, he went the other,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
unfortunate, terrible.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, Tim could say, I don't know how bad it was injured, but we were called.
Oh, yeah, Oakwood. Yeah.
Oakwood's called?
Well, they thought that was on Oakwood side, so.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
and it was Macedonia side.
Was that a result of the water damaging the road?
From what I understand, talking with Nick, that's exactly what caused it.
So from a legal standpoint, until we know about it, we're not liable, is that correct?
Again, that's a question for the law department, where
That's pretty correct.
Pretty much.
I mean, you were sure.
This is like a totally washed out area. This road was, I thought, repaired less than 10 years ago.
9 years ago.
So how come we have such a bad situation?
My guess would be that area has wetlands all over the place, adjacent to the road itself. You've got extremely undesirable subgrade conditions there. So it's just.
So it wasn't properly done the first time.
Well,
I mean,
Sylvia,
it was stabilized.
you've got a lot of heavy equipment coming down that road.
Well, that's a different
That they're working
question.
up above, and they're working over there on Freeway, and so all of this activity going on, more activity than usual, too, it causes a lot of that, because it's causing a lot of the heavy equipment over by our streets. It's really
I
bad.
get that. I'm just trying to figure out, is this something that we should have had better? If that's what you're saying.
I am not aware of what's in the design.
Okay.
The road was already failing. I had seen the road. I traveled that road, okay? The road was already bad. The water, all this rain we had, you couldn't see, when you're riding on a motorcycle, you cannot see. When there's a puddle, you don't know how deep that puddle is.
Okay.
Okay, I mean. to me-
Obviously, this is very, very unfortunate that someone was injured.
Nick, can I ask Nick a
Yeah.
question? Nick, I may be
confused on what I was seeing in my packet, but are we asking for funds for you to go out and figure out what needs to be done?
No, this
Okay.
is to get prices to fix.
So we're just sending it out to contractors and say, if you're interested, give us a price. Okay, I just want to make sure I was.
The exhibit does identify a potential cost. The exhibit does identify.
Okay,
Yes, it does.
I understand, but that's not the cost we're incurring tonight. That's what you think that's what you think the cost would be.
That's
To
fine.
solicit the.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Good.
ordinance number
Who's doing
86,
that one?
2015, I'm going to give that one to Dave, if he would take that. And
Yep.
is everybody okay with 3 readings on this, because the road's got to get
Yes,
fixed?
yes.
It's coned up right now, so it's
Right.
okay. Ordinance number 87, 2015, it's an ordinance authorizing the mayor and fire chief to repair specifications and bids for a new medic unit and advertise thereof. Chief Black, I guess that would be you?
Yeah, this is what I brought to the safety committee, I believe all council members were there.
Yes.
They asked me to come out with an ordinance so that the money would be specified. We
So
don't
you're-
know what the state bid is yet,
Yeah.
and we don't know whether we're gonna bid it yet, but when we want something, then
All right.
we authorize for me to do that, so.
Okay. Jan, would you please take that one? Ordinance number 87?
That's 3.
Yes, 3 readings. Ordinance number 88, 2015. Sylvia, could you please take that one? And that is an ordinance authorizing the mayor into an EMS billing service agreement with Life Force Management, Inc. And again, Tim is here to speak of that.
Yeah, just first reading on this, it's a big contract.
Okay.
That's all we need is first reading. We're working through with the law department on some language, just some wording in it and stuff. We've had a contract with Life Force since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
They're actually lowering their price. We have a new EMS computer system that we use Tough Books. We run in right when we're on call with them, and that filters into her system easier, makes her job easier, so she's lowering our cost from 8% to 7%.
Okay.
Yeah, I did see the 7% cost. Do we have any comparables from do other people do this in contract?
Well, yeah, most fire departments do.
Yeah. I mean, do other contractors do the same thing as Life Force? Have we looked at the?
We've never bid it out.
What do you think about the possibility of doing that? Because normally that's what we do.
It wouldn't hurt to do that. This company only does fire departments. They're the only ones that I'm aware of that only do fire departments. We're extremely happy with it, so we never really went out and bid. I don't know whether we would get it. You know, it's usually 7-8%.
Well, that's my question. If we,
And then we look at their percentage of collection.
Sure.
Like I say, we're happy. We could get it for 6%, and we collect half the money.
when I understood, that would be part of any performance spec that they have to have that amount of collection. But I'm just wondering because of the, I don't know what the volume, what's the actual annual likely cost of this? I mean, what do we
We collect
pay?
anywhere about 300 to 350,000.
So they would get 7% of 300-some thousand. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's
We're
going to
gonna
be
do
in the
first.
20,000 range. I'm not so sure it's worth it. Okay.
First reading?
Yes, that's what
Okay.
you said.
Ordinance number 89.
Who's
Sorry.
doing first reading, Rita?
Sylvia, you were doing
Okay,
that
all right,
one.
all right.
I'm sorry. I thought everybody heard that. Sorry.
Here we said.
Ordinance number 89, 2015. Nick, would you please take that one? That is an ordinance authorizing agreement with Cost Recovery Corp. LLC in order to provide billing and related services regarding motor vehicle accidents. Would that be listed under?
Yes, yes, again, first reading, big contract, we have to digest the MVA billing. We had MVA billing in the city, it was suspended a couple of years back. This is reintroducing it. It is for extreme cases. The court worked this out, that fire departments can bill for certain situations that were on scene for a long time. Contractor gets a gas line, gas is leaking, we're there, we're evacuating houses, we're out for 6, 7, 8 hours, and the contractor's found at fault, and we can say, you're going to reimburse the fire department for our time. Hazardous materials truck goes off the road, goes in the ditch because the driver fell asleep, and we're on scene while they unload everything, then we bill that driver. So So
That would be an extreme kind of case.
it's always an extreme type of case. This is not the average, call. It requires a separate sheet. Myself or the captain will be doing it, and it is absolutely extreme cases. That somebody's at fault, somebody really did something wrong,
Yeah.
and therefore it caused our response. That's why the ordinance actually reads a variety of different emergency situations, the gas leak, things such as that. One good example is we were having council when the truck went up 82 and the hose fell off the back and it put McDonald's grease for a mile up our street. And we had a good coat of McDonald's grease from right here all the way up to Shepherd Road. So any car going in, get your brakes in, we're going off the
Yeah,
road.
really.
We backfilled him because we had to be out there for 6 hours cleaning that stuff off the road. So in those cases, we would say, you're at fault, and you're gonna have to pay for our services to get out there. And usually that's an insurance claim, anyway, their insurance companies do.
Right.
For that. So that's at a 20% collection rate because the amount of effort that goes into that is much
There's more.
larger than
Yeah,
just the
I
EMS.
get it.
So they charge a 20%, and that's only what they collect. It's like EMS, it's only what they collect. They collect zero, we pay zero.
I
They
get it.
collect $100, we pay them 20 for that.
Yeah, I did notice that in that Life Force one, they were not billing the residents. They were going to exempt the residents from the bill.
Yes, we do a soft billing here in Macedonia. When we started the EMS billing, that we bill Macedonia residents, we accept what their insurance pays,
Right.
and they don't have to pay a deductible or co-pay. They accept that as 100% pay. We've been as high as collecting $350,000 one year, and we average right around 300,000.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim. Does anybody have any other questions? Ordinance number 90, 2015, I will take that one. That's an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Ohio Attorney General for delinquent debt collections. Don, yes.
Oh, again, too, that has to do with safety services.
Another one of mine, this will be first reading, big contract. This is our Attorney General's office, state of Ohio. They are now doing collections for cities, for delinquencies. They build their costs into that. We don't send a lot of people to collection, okay? Usually we accept what they pay, we look at hardships, we look at all these, but there is a large contingent of people that receive money from their insurance company to pay us, and we never see that money.
Yes.
We decide to keep that money. Those people I send to collections, and they need to pay us what is owed us. And we send it to collection. We always had a collection agency, they collected 35% or 25%. It was quite high. The Attorney General now took that on for communities to get delinquent tax amounts and to get delinquent fees like that. So the contract.
This is only for your type of, or?
Well, no, they'll actually do it for anything, but I'm looking at it just obviously for my EMS and also for my MBA building. But they do it for a variety.
Are we considering having them do this for other things, Mayor?
Well, it's becoming more and more popular right now. The only thing that we're concerned with is the safety services
Okay.
recovered. But other
It does say
issues
you're
are being
collectible.
collectible by the Attorney General, who gets a tremendous response, because if it says Attorney General. So we might.
Is the Attorney General charged for this service?
They put their charges into the person for collecting the fees, so we pay no fees.
All right, thank you.
What they collect, we get minus what their fees are. And I can get further on that, it's kind of a new thing, but they build their fees right into what they charge. So like I said, it's the state of Ohio, so it's a government agency that's collecting those funds.
First reading.
Yes, first reading. Okay,
Okay.
ordinance number, I'm going to take that. Ordinance number 91, 2015. Jan, would you please take that? And that's an ordinance appropriating money from the general fund to be transferred to the Department of Fire accounts 101-222-5240 and 101-222.5 5580, and that is, Jan, if you remember, that is about the uniforms.
Does this make us whole or just
Yes, it
get us
does,
to?
it does make us whole, and that is just, it's really an accounting thing. We cut POs for clothing allowance for our personnel. That exceeded what we had budgeted. They normally don't spend that much, so we budgeted for what they normally spent, and it was brought up that it was over because of those encumbrances.
So do we have enough money in here for the rest of the year based on the contractual amount that's
Yes,
allowed?
this will cover us.
Okay.
Yes, this will cover us.
Thank you.
It'll cover those expenses. I'm not looking to spend all of it, because
Right.
traditionally we don't, but rather than looking at 150% over on that line item, because we have existing
And that's what, you know,
POs
for next
out
year-
there. Money hasn't been spent. but-
Next year, I think we need just to put in the dollar amount of the contract. 9 times out of 10, actually, I don't think you've ever spent the whole,
No.
ever, in all those years. But it should be the whole being there, because by contract, that's what you're allowed.
Well, if you're writing
Okay.
POs.
Thank you
the
for
money
putting this
couldn't be
together.
spent, So I just wanted to correct that for.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, right?
Yes.
Okey-dokey.
Ordinance number 92, 2015. Sylvia, would you please take that? That's an ordinance appropriating money from the general fund to establish a new account entitled the Holiday Fund 101-170.5625. These are for decorations throughout our parks that we're redoing. And I've seen some of the decorations, and they're all, I've talked to Brian, the electrician, and this was more or less Brian, the electrician, who's been doing a lot of upgrading, would like this, and the stuff is pretty nice, and it's LED lighting, and it's going to be nice. And he pretty much is trying to stay between 8 and 10, but he wanted a buffer of 15 just in case, just so he doesn't have to keep coming back from council. But if he doesn't spend that money will be there.
So these are gonna be permanent lighting
Yes.
fixtures that we
Yes.
can use for years in the
Permanent.
future? Well, I meant for
Well-
over more than 1 year.
Oh,
We
yeah.
used to
Yes,
put up
this-
lights in the park and then we only used them 1
Yeah,
year.
this
with
is
them.
all gonna be all brand new stuff. It's gonna look really nice. They worked real hard on it, all the service department and the electrician.
Okay.
But they'll
So-
only be up for holidays.
Yes.
Or
And well-
I would gather the Christmas holidays.
Well, right now, it looks like the stuff I seen was mostly Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas is the Memorial Park Christmas. We've been
Okay.
purchasing about 6 pole decorations a year for my budget to have something.
And has this only been Memorial Park?
And Route
Memorial,
82.
yeah, Memorial Park will be the prime, but Route
And then-
82 is gonna have different poles, we'll
Okay.
need different.
Like we used to have the hanging before.
Well, now we have snowflakes, we have bells, we have all those things. We've been purchasing those 6 at a time every year, trying to build them up.
Have
And
we
this
thought
will
about
help.
getting sponsorships so we don't pay the money at all?
Yes, and it was done in the past, all right, but in fact, I used to be involved with that. That was done in the past, but we've been doing it just out of city funds.
Well, let me
That's
do
why
this.
we're only doing 6 at a time.
Allow me to be the Scrooge here for a moment. $15,000 to me can get a lot of paving work done. I mean, I'm all about having beautification, especially around the holidays and making it look nice, but 15 grand could do a lot in terms of strip patching. I know over there by Lavender's house, he brought it up, I don't know, a couple months ago about how it's deteriorating, and I know that's not supposed to be repaired. That's 15 grand right there.
Well, I think,
It's something to think about.
I think this, I think this is a way of having Macedonia look a certain way and the
If you
holidays.
can't drive on the road, who cares on the road?
Well, I know, but
Getting the
we're
roads
paying for
fixed.
those things. What I'm saying is that we put on a big
We
festival
have not been
and
fixing
all of
roads in
that.
your,
That's
in your
right.
mind?
We've done those things, so to me, this is worth at least considering. I think we want to have this place look like it's.
Are we
When
going
does he
to
have-
first
When does he
reading?
have to purchase them? We could just do a first reading. He doesn't have to purchase them right away.
Yeah. you could
Get
do
any
that.
opinions from people? Yeah.
But the,
Does he have to buy
Yeah,
them? right away?
sponsorships, that's a good idea too, because a lot of the banners, they can have a company in town that would say, Mayor Happy Holidays or whatever, or sponsored by
those banners deteriorated and looked like hell. And it's pretty hard to put a name on electric
It actually
snowplow.
used to be still.
Well, I'm saying if you had a banner of some
That's
sort.
right, so that's why we don't have names now. We just have.
Okay, all right.
But I.
It sounds like that's not a popular
This has to do
suggestion.
with your, the new foreman and the electrician have been working hard, and also Tom, trying to
But
make
every
the
year,
parks look.
we get a lot of complaints.
Yeah, we do.
I get a lot of
So-
complaints from people saying.
I'm
"We
one
look
of the
so
complainers."
Mickey Mouse. We need to have something nice, and this is just reacting to that, Nick. That's all.
Okay, so first reading,
No, I think we.
Third reading.
Third
All right.
reading on this, too.
okay, and, ordinance number 93, Dave, would you please take that one? That is an ordinance making appropriations in order to facilitate various operating expenses year to date. Okay,
What is that number? Let me remind
That
myself.
is-
Which one was that?
93 to 107,000, 106,927.
Okay, so that has to do with Highland Road expense and there was an additional 106 for another
where did you
item.
get
I wanted to ask,
that? Oh,
Yes, this is the one where Highland Road came higher than anticipated.
Do you want us back?
And we have to, but I don't think anyone would disagree that we don't want to change, which is
well, no,
awesome.
obviously we do. I will say Highland Road, we can, the county will give us permissible license tax money to cover the expenses to the extent that they have the money in that fund. And I believe at this point, they should have around 70,000. So we should,
I'm
that
not
doesn't mean
sure
we
that
shouldn't
it's
do
so
the.
good. I'm not sure.
I
That
did
might-
talk
money
to
might have been committed
Steve.
by us though, previously.
Yeah,
Well,
I understand we
I'd
already
like to
committed
get you
some of
an
that
opinion.
money.
Yeah,
to
give me an
the
update,
project.
just give me an update as to whether what is existing out there.
For-
Yeah, we
for
should ask for
license plate
anything, yeah,
fees.
right. We should, when I talked to Steve Brunel about 2 months ago on that, he indicated we did have money.
Yeah, there was money there, but I don't know if it's committed. Let me check.
Right, okay, that's fine, but that doesn't mean we can't do this now because we can just
Right.
reimburse the general fund if we need to.
Correct.
Okay. I
And
will,
this is needed so we can pay.
yeah, I understand.
So this is a third reading then?
I would say yes.
Everybody else okay with third reading?
Got there, Bill.
All right. Ordinance number 94, 2015, ordinance appropriating funds necessary for dispatch upgrades.
These dispatch upgrades are equipment that you were.
It's the second one.
Yes.
Right.
We've already received the check also.
Okay, I understand. We received it. We could actually utilize, put that into this.
And we already get the,
That's all we're doing here?
and we already get the check.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Checks in the mail.
I have a copy.
Yeah, he actually has a check, she said.
Yeah, I have a copy.
Yep, I knew that.
Okay, so.
Yes.
who's-
Nick has that one.
Okay.
Ordinance number 95, Sylvia, you can take that one, 2015. That's an ordinance appropriating funds for the use by the Parks and Recreation Department in order to cover
Is
necessary
this the
expenses
electrical stuff
year to
from
date,
us?
yes.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is electrical.
So this one, the electrical bill was higher this month than something like
Two, because that was
Year
because
to
of
date.
the festival as well.
No.
They have those big
No.
ones.
No,
No,
it's-
not
no,
the
it's
festival.
scoreboard tower,
The
I
scoreboard
believe.
tower?
Yeah, their usage, I mean,
The festival didn't have an impact
No.
because the festival, they use their own generators.
Okay,
They
so.
were not using city power.
I did talk to
Most of
the
it.
electrician,
Mhm.
and the electrician said too that some of the big lights that were used, that are still on, evidently,
It's just
the
gets attached when he gets.
costs
they
are
ask
up
him for
right
more
now,
money,
but they're
they
gonna
have
go
to
down.
explain to the
They'll
mayor
be
why.
going back down.
So she breaks it down, this is the scoreboard
He's gotta turn
usage.
off those
I
big,
see.
the big
This-
lights.
I got it. I got it.
Apparently
Thank
in
you.
the parks,
Why hasn't he?
Okay, I got it.
Why hasn't he?
cause he's not in town. And I don't know if somebody else can turn them off, or I didn't ask that question. I just know that they're still going. And I'm not the service department. You would have to ask that department, like the
You talked to him,
foreman.
that's what I wondered.
Well, he just told me, I asked why the costs were so high, and it has to be This is back from June 24th of 2015, and a lot of it, the increases from the festival too as well. He says that
Oh,
there's a lot of,
It sounds like the scoreboard and the festival had increases.
some different stuff going on, so,
Okay. So that's third reading tonight?
Yes.
then?
okay. That would be
Okay.
Sylvia.
That's me, yeah.
Okay, ordinance number 96, 2015. Jan, would you please take that one? That is an ordinance appropriating fund, transfer from the general fund, 101, 110, 5575 for citywide server upkeep and other citywide computer maintenance.
What is new now on this computer maintenance?
Well, we had one new person that had to be set up, and then we had server repairs that were necessitated, I believe, and to go back to make sure that we'd be not contributing to our downfall of our websites.
I see, all
We
right.
also looked at, because it seems like we just did one for
Yeah,
one
did-
Well,
department.
that
Now
was
we're getting
just,
another
that
one.
was.
No,
that
no.
was different, yeah.
But, no, my question is, have we looked for the rest of the year to make sure that we've accounted for, I know we can't account for emergencies, but are there any system upgrades that Incom could tell us are coming? You know, we just got an
I can't answer that
EDOT,
question
whatever it
with
is.
us. I would have to check with John.
Could you,
I can
because
get back
I don't
to
want
you.
to revisit this every meeting, if we could just put enough in there, and then if it's not spent, that's a good thing, but then we don't have to revisit it every meeting.
I don't know.
I know we had a lot of
I think we
upgrades
spent
that we did not account for in this budget, so.
over
On
100-something
maintenance.
I'd
thousand
like to get
dollars.
an IT assessment.
Yes, I'm with Nick. Let's do that. You make the motion and I'll second it.
For what?
IT assessment.
Yes.
I think it's time we took a long, hard look at what we're spending all around for IT, because a lot of communities are starting to take a look at it to see if there's better ways that you can save money over time by assessing what you have and what you could add and what you could do better, so.
And you might want to look at it based on security, knowing that the 3 big breaches that happened
Vince, I
yesterday.
think, wants to address her.
I really want to speak about this, and I'm believing I have no real knowledge of IT, but I can tell you, I'm one of the big sayings. Years ago, Lauren Sengstock asked Bloomsbury to come in and evaluate this phone line.
Right.
Okay? And after that evaluation, I don't know how I got pulled into it, because a lot of the communication stuff was our hardwire stuff for police and fire. But after that, we found we were able to save $720 a month, because we had lines we weren't even using. Now, that's not the same thing about income, it's irrelevant, but I know that our current phone company, Raytech, has done another evaluation recently, and they have that report available for us to look at. I know there's potential savings there, not even changing some of the company that we use, or some of the services we use, but some of the stuff is just so outdated, like we were paying on a C1 line.
Right.
Yeah, this is true. You need to have a regular process of doing that, and I think that we should.
If I might just interject, we did have a renewal of a protection contract
What?
just recently.
Yeah, but I, you know, to next point.
Antivirus, that kind of protection.
But to next point, you know, especially with the way the technology
That's fine.
changes every other month.
Sure.
And with the breaches that are going out in the general world, I just got pinged that there are now
Well, we've already
21
signed.
million social security numbers that were breached. You know, that's the kind of things that a community needs to be the more aware of, because it's the government entities that are now starting to get breached. So, you know, if you make a motion that we could have someone take a, excuse me,
No,
you do that every time I speak, though. I find that very offensive. I've looks at a watch every time I speak.
I've spoken a lot tonight.
If
If I
we
look
make a
at-
motion, then we could have someone go take a look at it.
Right, I
I'll
agree
make a
with
motion
that
tonight
100%. I know.
I'll make a motion tonight to make an IT
Okay.
assessment.
Yeah, we probably,
But just know that this obviously comes at a cost, and I've done this in another community, so.
Okay, ordinance number 97, 2015. Dave, would you please take that? That is an ordinance completely repealing existing ordinance section 1171.19, codified ordinances, donation boxes prohibited, and adopt a new ordinance 1171.19, which regulates donation boxes and creates a permitting process. Don, could you tell us about this? I know Mr. Martin had brought this. This was Mr. Martin's. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
They never took them out.
I know that's true, but.
The irony of it is they never did anything, so it really is all irrelevant.
Well, actually, this came from the law department because they came after us for discrimination. And yeah, it's a legal question. And by not allowing these boxes, we place ourselves in jeopardy of some kind of a suit that would.
I think the issue there was that no one was opposed to the boxes. It was just they would collect a lot of stuff outside when they were
Right.
full, and they wouldn't pick them up for a period of time, and they got to look like a trash can.
And there are different companies. The company that we are bringing forward that brought this forward to our attention that we can't do this, it's like freedom of speech type thing. They have the right to put donation boxes there. Has a good record.
Can we hold them to,
Well,
you
you
know,
have to get
keeping
a
it
permit,
clean?
right?
Well,
What's in
let's
there?
put it this way. We can cite it. Mr. Deaver just. We can cite it.
Well, let me ask a question,
time for
because
a
we
question.
had actually put in restrictions. And then are you saying that you went from restrictions to total prohibition?
Yes.
Yes, at
Oh,
one
well, now
time.
we opened ourselves up.
Josephine,
Yeah.
why don't you see if Mr. Deaver?
It was Ken Martin's idea at that time to get rid of all of them.
So we're going
And,
back to all the things that we had, which includes,
My understanding is we need a permit.
and you can revoke a permit, so we've got to
Right.
have a revocation
Are they
of a
gonna,
permit. So
we
if
gonna
they
charge,
don't put in
are they gonna have
amount-
to pay us for a
Good
permit?
time.
I don't know
We're
about
talking about
cost.
the donation boxes. If they get to a point where they're not picking up in an appropriate period of time, it gets to look like a trash can where stuff's laying outside of it, can we revoke it at that point? Is there steps in there that show that in the contract for us to remove them or pull their contract and get them to get their cans out of there?
I don't know about revoking, but we can certainly regulate and have punishment and sanctions of some kind, picking up ourselves and charging us excess.
So the new amendment, what are those sanctions and what is?
I don't have it in front of me.
What do we do at first reading?
Yeah, let's do
So
it.
you need an amendment, there's nothing in here saying.
All right.
I started to notice them everywhere too.
Resolution number 98, 2015, I'll take that. That's a resolution declaring the month of August 2015 Summit Kids Month in the county of Summit. Everybody okay with three readings?
I think we should challenge this in court.
Yeah. Screw the kids. Who's gonna do this one?
I am.
Oh, you're just trying to get the kids out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I could give it to Nick since he's got young. I still got kids.
Those aren't kids anymore.
They're just getting a little older.
Adolescents.
All right.
Just so you know.
All right.
Right. Oh, the trash company, yeah. Well, you better make sure that that trash is picked up.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, it was a 121, I don't know.
I was trying to see how much time we had left to discuss that ordinance.